As somebody who traveled the country with him, as somebody who knows him like a brother, I want to just give you the floor and give you an opportunity to speak to everyone about who Charlie was and what message his life brought to the world.
So rewind 10 years, Benny. He comes into Trump Tower. I'll never forget this. We're sitting in a conference room on the 25th floor of Trump Tower, and he's this, I don't know, a 21-year-old kid. And he comes up to me and he goes, "This is what I want to do on college campuses. This is how I want to be involved in the campaign." And I go, these are really incredible, aspirations and lofty goals, but you really think you can create a chapter on every college campus and fully change the narrative? And he goes, "Yeah, I can. I absolutely can." And he just got going. He had a couple of chapters, but the chapters are small, and there was energy. He had a lot of energy behind it. But he literally spelled out exactly what Turning Point USA is right now. He spelled out the exact movement that he created, which you best saw 5 seconds before he was assassinated by this jerk, right? When you saw those kids out there and they're waving their hats and they're pumping their fists in the air and they're so excited to see him and the energy is contagious and they're all wearing 47 hats and they're throwing hats to the crowd and they're having a great time. I mean, this was a rally on a college campus, and that is what he told me he wanted to create 10 years ago. And listen, you hear a lot of nonsense, especially in the business world, from people. "Oh, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to build." And 99% of the time it's bravado and BS. The people can't execute. They can't build. They lose their will. They lose their passion. Charlie not only built, but exceeded that goal. And I love him. Listen, when I saw Kash Patel speak, and Kash is a dear friend of mine. I mean, a dear friend of mine. When I saw Kash, and by the way, so is Dan Bongino. When I saw him speak a couple minutes ago, it was like, if you want to ever talk about full circle in life, almost brought tears to my eyes. The amount of stages that you, me, Kash, and Charlie have been on, and by the way, Dan Bongino, right? Over the course of our life. So here's a dear friend of ours who was one of the biggest impetus in helping my father win the White House and just standing by our side relentlessly. If we were in a courthouse, if we were getting attacked by an AG, Charlie was there and he was fighting and he was vocal. And so he lost his life in support of a movement that my father started, but obviously his beliefs and what he cared about, right? God, our Constitution, America, red, white, and blue. So I'm seeing a friend here that I've been on stage with 1,000 times. I'm seeing another dear friend that's been on the same stage as Charlie and I and you, up there as FBI director, who's trying to hold it together as he's piecing together the timeline of how he found his buddy's killer. And now Kash runs the FBI, and then you see Bongino, who again was a friend of Charlie's and a friend of mine and a friend of yours. And you want to just talk about this weird small world. Like, you never thought that this is how, at least I never thought, and it didn't hit me until 2 seconds ago, that this is how the United States worked. Normally you had some freaking bureaucrat who wore some suit, who carried some freaking revolver, who was a political, who didn't give a crap about the other, the person at the end of that rifle barrel. And yet you see all these worlds of heart and soul collide, where it's just, we're all fighting for the same thing. We're fighting for country. We're fighting for what Charlie believed in. We're fighting for friendship. It's so damn real. It's so damn raw. It's so uniquely personal to all of us, based on how well you and I and all of us know these characters and the fight that we've been in this entire time. And man, it's crazy. I mean, you couldn't write this in a book. You really couldn't.